Welcome back. Okay, welcome back to 16.5. Today you're going to continue to classify quadrilateral. So like we discussed yesterday, a quadrilateral is a polygon with 4 sides, 4 angles, and 4 vertices. So yesterday you figured out that a quadrilateral can be a parallelogram as long as it has opposite sides are parallel and opposite sides are congruent. In order for it to be a trapezoid, it has to be a quadrilateral, which is 4 sides and exactly 1 pair of parallel sides. Today we're going to work with a rectangle, a rhombus, and a square. That's all we're going to work with today. Let's start with rectangle. In order for your shape to be considered a rectangle, it has to be a parallelogram, which we know it has parallelograms, opposite sides are parallel and congruent. It has to have 4 right angles and 2 pairs of perpendicular sides, meaning the sides here that match. Okay. In order for a shape or a polygon to be a rhombus, it has to be a parallelogram. But here, it only just has to have 4 congruent sides, meaning all sides have to be congruent, and that's it. And then in order for a shape to be considered a square, it has to be both a rhombus and a rectangle. So in order for it to be a square, it has to be a parallelogram. It has to be a quadrilateral. It has to have 4 right angles, 2 pairs of perpendicular sides, and it has to have 4 equal sides. All right, so let's begin. Kind of like yesterday, we're gonna look at each one slowly. You're gonna classify these as a rectangle, rhombus, or square. Let's start with rectangle. Is it a parallelogram? Do opposite sides are parallel? Yes, okay. Does it have 4 right angles? Oh, we know that in order for it to be a right angle, it has to have that little square. So it's not a rectangle. Well, let's look at a rhombus. Is it a parallelogram? Are opposite sides parallel? Yes, they are. Does it have 4 equal sides? Are all the sides equal? These are the red lines. Yes, they are. So this is considered a rhombus. And it can't be a square because it is not a rectangle. It has to be, in order to be a square, it has to be both a rhombus and a rectangle. All right, let's look at this one. Let's see, let's go back to the rectangle. Is it a parallelogram? Are opposite sides parallel? Yes. Does it have 4 right angles? Remember the perfect L's? Yes. 2 pairs of perpendicular sides. That means this side goes with this side and this side with this side. Yes, okay, it's a rectangle. So far we have a rectangle. It met all the requirements. Let's see if it's a rhombus. Is it a parallelogram? Yes. Does it have 4 equal sides? Notice this is 1 tick, 1 tick, 2 ticks, 2 ticks. All the sides are not equal. So it cannot be a rhombus. Is it a square? Well, it cannot be a square because it is not a rhombus. A square is a rhombus and a rectangle. So this is just a rectangle. And you click just rectangle on your independent. All right, let's try this one. A rectangle has to have a parallelogram. Opposite sides are parallel, check. 2 or 4 right angles, check. Pairs of perpendicular lines, check. All right, so this is a rectangle. Is it a rhombus? Parallelogram? Yes. Does it have 4 congruent sides? Are all the sides the same? No, these 2 are the same and these 2 are the same, but they're not all the same. So this is just a rectangle. It cannot be a square because this is not a rhombus. A square is a rhombus and a rectangle. All right, go to the next one. Is it a rectangle? Well, let's see. Is it a parallelogram? Yes, yes. This is parallel, this is parallel. Does it have 4 right angles? Yes. two pairs of perpendicular sides? Yes. This is a rectangle. Okay. Is it a rhombus? This is a parallelogram? Yes. Does it have four equal sides? Only one tick, so all sides are equal. So this is also a rhombus. And because this is a rectangle and a rhombus, that means that it is also a square. Yes, this square can be a rectangle, but a rectangle cannot be a square. Think about that. Let's look at the requirements. A square is a rhombus and a rectangle, but a rectangle cannot be a square. And now let's look at this final example. Let's look at the rectangle. Does it have four equal sides? I'm sorry, not that. Is it a parallelogram? Opposite sides are parallel, yes. Let's see, does it have four right angles? No, so it cannot be a rectangle. Is it a rhombus? Is it a parallelogram? Yes. Does it have four equal sides? Yes, all the sides are the same, but they don't have right angles, so this is just a rhombus. So in your independent time, in your Google Classroom, you're going to do the same thing. Look at them carefully, step by step. Use this to help you. This is going to help you decide. Look at each one step by step. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it. Look at each one, and you're going to submit in your Google Classroom if it's just rectangle, is it just a rhombus, or is it all of them? A rhombus, rectangle, square. It's homework time, homework time, homework, homework, homework time. And then we have the homework. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like.